Pilot sample, new shipment, lab fees paid twice. Getting sample requirements wrong for RF certification in Indonesia doesn't just cost you time, it costs you money. When it comes to local testing for RF certification in Indonesia, most manufacturers focus on the document. But there is something just as important, the sample. How many do you need? In what condition? In this video, we cover everything you need to know about sample requirements for RF certification in Indonesia. A test sample is the actual physical devices that's submitted to the DJID accredited laboratory for testing. It must represent the real end product, exactly as it will be sold in the market. You cannot just send RF modules or PCB boards. If the product is a printer, the sample must be complete. Sample printer to be tested. The sample requirements minimum is 2, one for RF testing and the other for EMC and electrical safety testing. But this number can go higher depending on your product. If the product has multiple functions or technologies, more sample will be required. If lesser safety or STAR testing is needed, the number increases further. Know your sample count before shipping. Your sample will go through up to 5 types of testing: radio frequency, electromagnetic compatibility, electrical safety, laser safety, and specific absorption rate. RF, EMC, and electrical safety are mandatory for most products. Laser safety and STAR testing depend on the product function. For the detail of types testing, you can see our latest video. RF testing has most detailed sample requirements and 2 specific conditioning modes: conducted and radiated mode. The first is conducted mode. This applies to products that need special configuration to transmit radio frequencies. The sample must be equipped with an SMA connector. Testing is done with a spectrum analyzer, and the software must be able to control the transmitter to emit continuously on one channel as a modulated wave. Conducted mode is required for products such as Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, RFID, operating at 920 to 923 MHz, cellular, LPWA, and IoT devices. The second is radiated mode. This applies to low power products, those with a transmission power of less than 10 mW. These devices emit radio frequencies immediately upon powering on. No special connector needed, just a normal powered sample. Radiated mode is required for NFC RFID at 13.55 MHz, SRD at 125 and 134 kHz, low power 433 MHz, and radar devices at 24 and 77 GHz. Every RF sample must also carry a label with the product name, model name, brand name, country of origin, and serial number. The testing SOP and software must be sent with the sample. For EMC and electrical safety testing, the sample requirement is simpler. We just need a normal commercial sample. Laser safety testing requires a standard commercial sample, plus an SFP transceiver modules. STAR testing also use standard commercial sample. If a sample fails during testing, the product must be retested. That means shipping new samples, paying the laboratory fees again, and waiting for the result all over again. That is exactly why pre-testing is matters. At DMulti, pre-testing is a part of our standard process. We check your sample before they goes to the official lab. No extra cost, just viewer surprise. Wrong sample condition, wrong quantity, missing label, any of these step your testing before it starts. Since 2008, DMulti has helped manufacturers to prepare samples for RF certification in Indonesia. We guide you on sample count, conditioning, labeling, and pre-testing, so nothing gets sent back. That's everything you need to know about sample requirements for RF certification in Indonesia. If you want to know everything about RF certification in the world, subscribe. I will see you in the next video.